So in this edition of RCS Creators, we're going to walk you through how we take dynamic data from an API, push that into a carousel, and populate that carousel message in RCS. Also, we'll add a generative AI model behind it so we can ask natural language questions across that data and then show those results. So for the first thing, let's jump into the native message platform, and let's just look at the piping, right? We have an RCS agent set up inside of this account. I'm going to close this out. We're going to just set up a little simple welcome message. So let's rename this to welcome. And then let's add a message that just says, hello from RCS creators. Okay, let's test that out. And we can see here in this little test spot editor, we see the response, hello from RCS creators. Let's now publish that message. And now that's published. So let's go. For each one of these interactions or workflows, we want to set a intent on it. So we have some system intents in here. This one, start. So it covers things like hello, start. Any way the agent is kicked off. I'm going to republish this here. So we have it. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll take the device here. So we have an agent here. It's just called native message demo. I'll type hello. And you can see hello from RCS creators. Same thing with start. So that NM start intent is trained on a number of different kind of kickoff triggers. So now you have kind of the plumbing. We've created a welcome message. We've added it and published it, and we're able to see that now on this RCS phone. So let's get into the dynamic data part of this. I have a file here that has a bunch of product data in it, and feel free to use this if you'd like. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a call out via a REST API. We're going to load this data into the RCS kind of local store, and then local data store. And then we're going to iterate through it, populating the carousel message. The nice thing is we don't have to hard code each one of these messages statically or dynamically, iterating it through, something you do in more of a programmatic style. But you can do all of this through the interface that we've developed here that makes it nice and simple and easy. So we're going to take this welcome message, we're going to just kind of move it over here. We're going to create a new one. Let's just rename this to get products. I just like to rename these right away. That way we can just keep things nice and organized. And let's add an intent in there so we know we can kick this off anytime just by saying get products. Okay. Now let's add a request. So we have a number of different actions here. We can use this request action, which is going to allow us to pull in this URL from this REST API point. Here you can see there's a number of different REST request types, get, post, put, all of the typical ones you would see. Let's just test this really quick. We can test it. We can see we can pull in this data in real time. Next, what we're going to do here is we're going to take this. We want to do this synchronously. We're going to dump this into some type of response. So when that comes in, we want to put this into kind of a local attribute. So let's just call this product JSON. So now you have that, right? It makes a call, pulls it in, sticks it into that variable or into that attribute. And let's just take a look and see what this looks like. So if we run a test, we can see, if we say get products, here we have it went out, pulled it in, and now we have access to all of this information inside of the RCS agent here. So what we're going to do is delete this out here real quick, is we're going to spin now through the carousel message. So we want to add a rich card. So we have a number of different actions here, but this rich card one gives us access to both a single rich card or a carousel. We're going to use the carousel, as you can see here, right? Number way of populating each card inside of here by just hitting this plus button. But what we want to do is do this programmatically. So we're going to hit populate, right? And we call this product JSON. So what it's going to do, it's going to take this, it's going to iterate it through and grab each item in the array and put it into an attribute called product. Okay, so save that. So now we will push that in here, and inside of our file here, we have something called product name. We'll grab the product name, and now get rid of that quote, and we will test this out. Get products, and now you have the titles of a carousel that have all been populated, and we can spin through them. All right, so the next thing we want to do is grab the URL. Let's grab the URL. And let's put that into this image file. So we call this product image. We want to bring in an image. Test this out now. So get products. And there we go. We have a carousel of image and title now. The last thing we're going to do is add a simple little button here. Again, we can populate the button names dynamically also from that populate. So we have product, we have product. So we have a little call to action here, product CTA text. There's different ones, shop now, discover more, learn more, just to kind of give us some examples. Pull that in there, hit test, say get products. And now we have an image, a title, and a button name dynamically populated all through just setting these attributes up in the first card of this carousel. So now let's see what this looks like inside of the RCS agent. Let's push that out. Our phone here real quick. And what I'm going to do is say get products. And there we go. It came back, gave us a list of products, the names, the titles. So it's really that simple in order to pull some data in from, say, an e-commerce platform or any third-party API and populate these different elements inside of an RCS experience, right? This really makes it very simple to extend stuff from your current business processes, your current business platforms into this channel very dynamically, and the ability to push information back in as well as things are happening, right? This is all part of this RCS creators community. The whole goal here is to teach you how to do very simple things like this, so then we can build more complex experiences as we go along. So the next thing we're going to do here is we are going to jump into talking to this same agent through an LLM Gen AI experience. So what we're going to use is Google Gemini for this one. Let's close this out and let's create a new one. And in this new one, we're just going to call it Gen AI. So the first thing we need to do is we need to ping or go out and make a request into Gemini and ask it and build a prompt. So URL here with a key, and we need to use post on this one. We are going to want to send this through in a JSON format. And then I have what it's expecting here in that JSON payload. So I'm going to copy and paste that here, and you can use that same one, but it's in the request body. And we'll make sure to put this in the post here so you have this. And then I have a custom prompt that we built in order to interact with our product data for this example. So you're a chatbot from an e-commerce store company called Native Message Demo. You see the products that Native Message has in the JSON object, given file, the URL. Please respond to this comment or question with the best answer and use information from the JSON object where applicable. Keep answers less than a paragraph and no markdown. Inbound text from the chatbot. So here we can use the nm:\text attribute, and that'll pull in whatever the inbound response was, and we'll be able to use that. So when we get to the intent part of this, we want this as kind of the fallback. So inside of the intents, we have something that's called nm unrecognized. So if there is an unrecognized message that comes in that doesn't match a button, it doesn't match some other type of trigger, it's going to fall back to this mode, and then we can just respond in natural language text here like we have. So we're going to take a lot of this, right? And now we got to push that response that comes back from Google into something. So we're going to call this Google response. And then inside of this, we're gonna create a new action, which is just a message, and we're gonna respond with a message here that comes back from Google based on what their JSON schema looks like. Here it's going to be Google response is what we put in from the response handler, candidate 0, and then this should respond. So let's test this out and see what happens. All right, hello from RCS Creator. That was our welcome message before. So now we're going to ask it, do you have any shoes? Yes, we have shoes. We carry the Elsa to Boost shoes. So there you can see it's looking at that product data we gave. It is responding all through Gen AI. Very simple, very easy to set up. Now, for a production system, right, it's going to take some more guidance, right, some better prompt engineering and things like that. But at least you can see how this works, how we connect all these dots, and how easy it is to bring something like this to life. So let's take this, let's publish this. So now that it's published, um, let's pull in the phone we have, and let's just ask it the same questions. Do you have shoes? Yes, we have a few options, low tier sneakers. So again, very simple. We built it, we published it, we tested it out in the interface. And now here you have a full RCS experience that's pulling in dynamic data, populating RCS elements, and then tying in a Gen AI LLM behind it that allows it to answer in natural language also. So again, the RCS creator community here, we're doing this so we can, make it easy to build experiences, show people how easy it is to bring the RCS platform to life or the RCS messaging to life. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. We'll be more than happy to answer. We'll share some of the scripts here and there for you as well. And then please reach out if you need anything. Thank you.